Hi, my name's David Bradbury and I've been living in Mullumbimby for the last 30 years.
Hi, so my name's Jen and I have a florist business here in Mullumbimby. I live in Mullum and my kids are growing up here in this community.
My name is Rinat and I'm one of the admins for Northern Rivers for Safe Technology.
My name's Bob Walker and we're at the water shop here in Stewart Street, Mullumbimby.
My name's Angela. I live in Mullumbimby and my husband also works in Mullumbimby and we have a small child.
My name is Amir. I'm the owner of Eden's Landing in Mullumbimby. I live in Mullumbimby for since 99, so a bit over 20 years.
I'm Jeannie O'Carroll and I've been working in Mullumbimby for the last 9 years. I'm a psychotherapist and I have a practice here in Mullum.
Hey, I'm Mason Taylor.
I'm Tani McCrossan.
We own Super Feast.
My name is Tamara. I'm from the Branches Coffee Roasters in Mullumbimby and I don't consent to 5G in our community.
We're dealing with something called micro radiation and it does have an impact, and it will have an impact upon the things that are most important to our biodiversity and our living environment.
I worked for the largest telecommunications company in this country, helping to roll out the 3G network.
We've looked into all EMFs, actually electromagnetic frequencies, and they all create harm, but we're particularly concerned about 5G.
I am recently in remission of an aggressive lymphoma, and I'm concerned about the health repercussions and the radiation from the 5G.
A huge percentage of my market were concerned about the health effects. And at the time, I never thought to question the safety standards. I just assumed that telecommunications were always taking care of those guidelines and making sure that public health and safety was adhered to. But what I learnt was, running down that rabbit hole pretty quickly, was that there was so much wireless damage associated with this technology.
Our unique native animals and pollinators are not used to this sort of radiation, and that it disorientates the birds. Studies have shown that it will disorientate the bees and the pollinators, which our food supply relies upon. So I say, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it by putting in 5G.
I was quite alarmed and disappointed to hear a few days ago that Telstra was moving forward with work on moving forward with 5G.
Legally we're not allowed to be out and about unless it's essential, and yet we've got Telstra workers installing non-essential equipment and we can't go and protest, we can't take our team down, we can't actually, use our voice.
I mean, everyone's in lockdown because of the COVID virus and trying to minimise spread, yet the Telstra workers are out setting up this technology.
I don't understand why they would push through something like this when we're not allowed as well, due to COVID restrictions, to really show, to be able to protest legally.
Why do we need 5G? To speed up our emails or our internet a little bit faster without due process and regard for the effects on human health.
I'm also really concerned about the way in which people who are opposed to 5G have been labelled conspiracy theorists, tin foil hat wearers. I find that it's quite negative, and the vitriol around that has been quite overwhelming, and I like to think that I am not a conspiracy theorist. I like to think I'm quite level-headed. I do believe in science.
Now, what most people don't know and are quite shocked to hear for the first time is that mobile phone safety standards, in other words, the certification process that allows a mobile phone to pass safety, is done on a plastic dummy called SAM. Now, SAM is an acronym for Specific Anthropomorphic Mannequin, and it's what the industry did. What they did is they went in 1989, they looked at a military recruit, the top 10% in the US, and they said, that's our ideal mobile phone user. Until today, they still use the mannequin of an 11-pound head, 100-kilogram guy, the fittest men in our society, 6'2" tall. They fill up this mannequin with water and they check for heat, for thermal effects only. And that is how your mobile phone is tested, on a dummy.
I have a background in science, so I can read the papers and I understand them. And I think how they dismiss a lot of the science is they're talking about, they don't have there's no non-ionizing effects. There's no effects beyond thermal on the body, but they're not looking at things like how EMFs and 5G will change the voltage gated calcium channels in the body. So they're throughout the body and in the brain. And EMFs penetrate those, and they can affect the way that those cells communicate. And that has a lot of other effects on the body. So mainstream media like the ABC and things like that, they're not picking up this science that's related to those things.
In this case, though, I don't believe that the science has been completely evaluated through independent study. And I just think that it's very easy to label people as conspiracy theorists around their concerns about this, because we can then ignore the other side of the coin, which is health concerns around this.
For us, it's a huge reality that this is going to affect our cellular metabolism, the blood-brain barrier.
The whole world is bathed in electromagnetic fields, and this is just one more layer.
I'm here at least 50 or 60 hours a week in town, and I feel like with the 5G I'm going to be in a microwave, and I don't want to live in a microwave.
And today, when we say we want new safety standards, what we're actually saying is that if we had proper biological testing, which shows that over 10,000 peer-reviewed reports are showing that there is biological effect from wireless, if we could have safety standards that reflect biological testing and not thermal effects, which is not biological, then we'd be on our way towards safe solutions, which is what this movement is really all about.